Gotta love it when racist America's own stupidity causes problems for other organizations that it had in place to cause problems that America can solve, or in this case, propaganda. Because with the funding freeze of US aid, now there's a lot of non-profit groups that have been doing journalism on China and or think tanks are no longer being funded. Archive link here. This is Bethany, a propagandist, where she says that these fundings were helping us look into China to write our propaganda about whatever the hell we want and saying things about China so bad that brainwashes America. Because the US spending freeze reveals how much these dependent organizations or propaganda outlets relied on a single government for their survival. And yeah, she pretty much wrote the exact same thing on the Australian Strategic Policy Institute site, which is a racist think tank. Archive link here, talking about how the funding freeze on now these nonprofits that have been reporting on China and how evil China is are now going bankrupt. Her name's here, where she goes on to say that funding for China nonprofits operating outside of China is directly aligned with the core interests of democratic nations. America is not a democratic nation, it's authoritarian. We based our security on the idea that democratic systems are best way. Yep, see, they're gonna do propaganda no matter what. So I guess we'll see how many of these 55 projects funded by Ned used to attack China will actually end up going bankrupt or something else. And that's only China. There's like 300 something in Asia. There's also Radio Free Europe, Radio Free Asia, Voice of America, that are all propaganda outlets of America, not to mention other kind of organization, think tanks, and so forth that are being funded by America that are affected by this freeze. And so how many will go bankrupt and how many new ones will pop up when this freeze is eventually over?